Introducing Slidewise, a new add-in to boost your productivity in PowerPoint, making it ridiculously easy to find, edit and control your presentation content. I'm Andy Dargan from Neuxpower, and I'm going to give you a quick tour of the features. I'll also show you some common PowerPoint frustrations and how Slidewise can help to resolve them in seconds. Let's dive in. I'm sure you're all familiar with this situation. You've been sent a slide deck by another user, and while you're checking it, you notice that there's a font in it that doesn't adhere to your brand guidelines. So in this case, you can see here, this chart has Comic Sans all over it. So what do? You reach for the Replace Fonts feature within PowerPoint, and you replace it with another font. In this case, I'm going to choose Algerian, so it's obvious. And what you can see here is that the PowerPoint feature only replaces the title. The legends still remain in Comic Sans. So let's see how Slidewise can help us with this situation. On a copy of the presentation, I'm going to open Slidewise. As you can see, it lists all the fonts available in there, and I'll pick out Comic Sans. It's saying that it's been used twice in two different charts, but what I can do is I can use its inbuilt Replace Fonts feature. I'm able to do exactly what we did in Windows and select Algerian, Replace Fonts. Once the file has been saved, you can see that not only the title of the chart is using Algerian, but both of the legends have had their fonts replaced correctly too. So, how else can Slidewise help us? As you can see in Slidewise's task pane, it gives you a breakdown and size summary of every bit of media in the file, and also the linked media. So we've seen the fonts, but we also have information about images, embedded charts. If we had any videos or audio, they would be in here too, but also the linked media. This presentation has another issue, and I'm trying to resolve it, but it's taking a long time. When I try to save the file, it's warning me that I don't have this font to be embedded in the presentation. But unfortunately, I have absolutely no idea where it is in the presentation. So if I head to Slidewise, I'm able to find the font, and I can also see here that I know that it's not on my system, so that it looks like the font's going to be substituted. I can then double click there on the object and it will take me to exactly where it is. But it's still not obvious about where that font is. It looks like it's all Calibri Light. And then you can see that there's a rogue carriage return at the end of the line. So what I can do there is change the font to match the rest of the text. So once I've changed the font, I should now be able to save the file without any errors. And as you can see, that just worked perfectly. Down the side here, you can also see that the font Helvetica Neue has been removed. So instead of using the PowerPoint Replace Fonts feature, I could have used the Replace Fonts feature in Slidewise. Here you're able to choose one or more fonts and you can select them and you can replace them with any other font, including theme fonts and double byte fonts, single byte fonts with double byte fonts, which have been a bugbear of many a user. In this menu, you can also unembed fonts or subset fonts or fully embed the fonts, depending on the current state of the font embedding. Looking further down the index, I can see that I have some linked media, but in there I'm looking at a warning here and it's saying that the link source is missing, so Slidewise can be useful for pointing things out like that. I'm able to fix that by a number of options that Slidewise presents me, or I can open the source, I can change the source, I can break the link, all in one single menu. Slidewise also has some features to help with images. By far the most common issue people have with their PowerPoints is they want to locate a large image in there or large images so they can replace them with smaller ones in order to make their file smaller. As you can see, Slidewise makes this really, really easy. We're not having to dive about in the file format to find it. I can select the image, double click on it, and it will take me straight to where that image is. And I can either then use the change picture feature, or I can use the replace image feature within Slidewise. Let's now imagine the scenario where you've used multiple instances of the same image in your file. However, you've used low resolution placeholder images because your client needs to approve the image. Once approved, all of the image instances need to be replaced with higher resolution production images. So Slidewise makes this pretty easy. So we can check out the JPEG. We know it's this JPEG, so I can look at the image instances. And then I will be able to replace the image instances with my production image. You'll notice that the image customizations have remained intact. In this case, that's the cropping data and the artistic effects. If you tried to do this with the PowerPoint feature, you would end up with one of the image instances being changed and all of the image customization being reset. The Slidewise add-in is currently available for Windows only, for Office 2016 and above. Download a 14-day free trial on our website today.